Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I am going to do a portfolio review. So ever since I started doing my Instagram lives in 2018, I have been getting a consistent amount of people inquiring about doing portfolio reviews. And so I thought this would be such a good time to bring it back. But without further ado, let's get started. Woo! All right, so for our very first portfolio review today, we have my very beloved student, Shelly from DLD Academy. She was actually from the first class of students that we had, so she holds a very special place in my heart. And I wanted to introduce you guys to Shelly Phu.
Hi, my name is Shelly and I am a full-time freelance designer. Lately I've been working with a lot of beauty and lifestyle brands and looking to work more with content creators in the YouTube and Twitch space. So yeah.
Awesome. So Shelly has submitted her portfolio with us to review, and today we will be going over it. I think one more thing I wanted to ask before going into the portfolio review is, what do you hope to gain out of it? Is there any particular part of your portfolio that you wanted me to focus on?
I think so I have a very wide array of experience. I've dabbled in a lot of things. I started out as a UX UI designer when I did a boot camp with that, and then slowly moved into more apparel design and then social media graphics design. And I guess trying to figure out what I want to specialize in or what I'm best at. So I wanted to get some feedback on do you think that's a good route to brand myself as someone who's very I don't know, with a wide skill set or something like that, or if I should kind of specialize more, especially since I really want to work in the content creator, beauty, lifestyle, fashion kind of route. So I've been trying to build more experience and build my portfolio around that.
Here we have Shelly's landing page. Super cute logo, Shelly Phu. First thing that initially catches my eye is the description, the one sentence bio that you have over here. I think what's really good about this is that it's really concise and just to the point, so that people who often don't have too much time when they're looking over people's portfolios, they are able to just take a look at it and go, oh, okay, so Shelly Phu, that's your full name, and you are a designer who specializes in brand identity and graphic design for both web and print environments. Very simple, very straightforward. I really like that. And I think what I also really liked about your landing page initially when I first looked at it is that it lists your location. I think a lot of the times, I know these days it doesn't matter as much anymore because everything is so digital, but I do feel there's a lot of brands or companies or even influencers and content creators out there who don't necessarily want to work with someone who is 8 hours in a different time zone or something like that. So I think it's good that you have your location and your state listed. I also like that these links actually work, right? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I see that it loads right to your Google Doc. And okay, so this is really good. It's good to always have everything listed out in the landing page. I often tell my students or other people whenever I'm reviewing their work is, don't make it so hard for whoever's looking at your portfolio to find ways to reach you. It should be readily accessible, whether it's at a little toolbar at the top, or if you want to have it embedded into the first page of the landing page, I think that's great too. And cool. Okay, so what do we have down here? Okay.
So I have an array of work from just the different brands that I've worked with or projects that I've done. The ones that are down there are mostly UX UI projects that I did when I first started out, and some of them are actually projects that I did in the bootcamp that I did. I was part of, and then Baddie B and INH, I got to work there, and I guess that was my foot in the door for the beauty brands that I got to work with, and I really enjoyed it. So that kind of solidified the route I wanted to go, kind of.
Yeah, and definitely remember even before you joined DLD Academy, when you sent over like your portfolio and I was looking at it, I remember this mirror project was there. And
Yeah.
I remember being like, oh, okay, like I feel like she has a good eye for beauty and just beauty related typography and fashion because I feel like you just understand how composition works. And I think that's a really important aspect of wanting to work with like content creators or content creator related brands, especially because, you know, like it's all about like how to frame things and make things look really nice, especially showcasing it on like Instagram and other social platforms. So I'm guessing before we get started, would you say that this is in like a chronological order?
Yes, I think so. Maybe except for photography, because I felt like that's like not too design related, so that's why I kind of put it at the end. But everything else, Baddie B was like my latest project, and then like Mirror was like my oldest project, like when I was just starting out.
Okay, sounds good. So let's start out with Baddie B then, and then we'll go in the chronological order from there. Okay, so nice mock-up. Okay, so this is really cool. I like how, you know, I think what I really like about your portfolio so far is that it is just so straightforward. As soon as I go on it, I like that you have the whole landing page scroll. I believe you screen recorded the whole scroll and then I think you edited into the mock-up frame of the computer, the laptop. I think that's really clever and it's a really good way to showcase just the entirety of the project. And yeah, I think it's really good that you have Baddie B lashes clearly stated, and I'm guessing these are like links to the website or in the socials. Yeah. Okay. So that's really good too. And I think it's always good to just, you know, have a little description, a little blurb describing what the brand is all about and who it's founded by. And I think, the other aspect that I would love for you to consider including here is just saying why you were brought on to do what part of the project. So now that you have the overall description of the brand listed out, I think it would be really cool if you can add a little thing saying like, because I think before I clicked on it, you already had it listed out like what the type of project you did for them was. So if you want to just literally throw in the same thing here, what was it, UI, UX?
Mostly like social media graphics.
Oh, social media graphics. Okay. Yeah. Just have graphic design and social media just listed out here, just in case someone missed it and they just clicked on it and they just want to know like what it is that exactly that you did. Cool. So I'm going through it. So did you assist with taking the photographs for all of these?
Yeah. So I got to learn product photography basically during my time there from the creative director. So I assisted on some of these shoots and some of these like I did on my own. But yeah.
Cool. Very nice. And I like the layout too. I like that even though they're all different sizes, you found a way to put them all in a little, almost like a little collage together. So we don't have like one awkward photo sticking out. It's nice to look at. It's easy to digest. And cute Instagram stories. Email marketing. So these were like the MailChimp or whatever email ads that were sent out. Cool. Did you also make Instagram filters?
Yeah. So I basically had to learn how to do it and it was so much fun, but it was very tricky at the same time.
Got it.
It actually did really well and I really liked that. So
yeah,
I definitely want to bring that to like other projects that I can do.
10 million impressions on Instagram. That's really cool. Yeah, I think I love how you just straight up put the results on there because I think at the end of the day, a lot of clients tend to be very results driven. And I think it'll be a very good way to convince people to work with you and also just to showcase the variety of skills that you had. Honestly, from just clicking on it, I thought it was going to be like a couple Instagram posts or something, but it's really cool to see how involved you were with all types of like marketing that they were doing. okay, I'm obviously being like very nitpicky here, and your portfolio, it's looking so good so far, but if I had to point out one little thing, I would love to see, like, you know, the email marketing, like how you had the mock-up at the very top. If there's a way to put in, like, you don't even have to do it for like all of them, but just like that one favorite work of yours and just like put it in a mock-up, and then either you could show the scroll or have a little like Gmail bar next to it, so it feels like if the client was looking at it, they could see what it would look like if they were to open up the email. Just because I feel like you put in so much effort into all these little details, and sometimes when they're all laid out just like all in one space and there's like so many of them, I feel like it almost goes underappreciated by people who are just going to be scrolling through it very quickly. And same with the Instagram stories too. I would love to see like a phone screen and then just insert like one of these Instagram stories in there and just have it playing. I know it doesn't feel like it's a big difference from what you have going on right now, but what I've learned from my past interviews and experiences is you kind of always have to assume that the client is really, really dumb and they don't have like, they might not get it. Like you have to pretend like they're like this like 70-year-old, you know, like whatever corporate person who understands nothing about marketing. And so for people like that, you really have to spell it out, like where this is applied, like where all these designs belong. And the easiest way to do that, in my opinion, is to just put it in a cute little mock-up to see what device it's supposed to be looked at from. It's a very small thing, obviously, and I think you did a really good job with this project overall. But yeah, if I had to like point out one little thing, INH, which I love. So yeah, fun fact is I designed the logo and did the branding for INH, and yeah, it's really crazy to see how far they've come in such a short amount of time. I feel like they really blew up on social media, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I love seeing their social media posts. I feel like they're super on top of their social media game.
Yeah, and very trendy. I feel like they're very aware of just how to market themselves on the social media thing. I love how they give like every hair product like a name and stuff too. So they make it very personable and fun. Okay, so it seems like these are all social media posts that you did based on the sizing, the square.
Yeah. I did like mostly Instagram posts and some of them website banners as well. Nice. But I think I only did like 2 website banners, so I kind of just like kept it into like the collage, so it shows up like as a square.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, even these, I think everything you did was really good. The work itself is so cute, and I feel like you did a great job capturing the brand's aesthetic. I would love to see, going back to like the mock-up thing, since most of these were designed for Instagram, just to have one like phone screen mock-up with like the Instagram layout and everything. And then I'd even love to see like maybe one where it is the actual post, like the mock-up, and then another one of, I don't know, were these like all posted one after the other in like
I don't think so. I think it was like kind of like a collage of like an image and then like a image graphic, like a lot of random stuff. So,
if there's like part oh sorry, go ahead.
Most of the graphics I did were like for the holiday season, so that's why there's like a lot of like Christmas themes on.
Very festive. If there's like a part of their like overall feed where there's like multiple pieces that you did in like one kind of scroll or page, I'd even love to see it, like how the designs that you created for them really like elevates their overall feed along with like the photos that they have. Okay, so the next project that we're going to take a look at is Sora Yang, web design and UI UX. Okay, so you were the website. Did you do like Sora's website design?
Yeah, so this was like, she was like one of my first clients actually that I got after doing DLD Academy. because I just cold emailed her and I was like, hey, like, do you need any designs or anything? And she's like, yeah, like I need a website. So like she's like a professional choreographer, and she at the time made her own portfolio herself, and she didn't have anyone help her with it. And so I think I was able to help her rebrand it to make it look a lot more like vibrant and like fun, which kind of reflects her personality. So yeah, that was like a really fun project because like I really respect her as a person and as a choreographer, because I was a dancer in college too.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this was like a really special project to me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool. I definitely remember hearing about Sora too when I was back in college, because I had some friends who were in like C3 and like those dance groups.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think it like my initial impression of clicking on this work too is I feel like unlike the other two pieces that we looked at, you already stated like the exact goal of why you were brought on to and what you were, you know, tasked to execute. So I really like that. I'm a big fan of just like being really clear about the entire project and what it entailed. Okay, so it seems like the one thing that I would also recommend is to consider doing that same website mock-up thing that you did at the top of the screen, just so it can be a little bit more visually enticing and also cohesive with the rest of the works that you have going on. Oh, I love this like color palette though. I feel like it's very like black is like the edginess, and then the yellow is like, the fun side that you were talking about.
Yeah, it like she's like a very like bubbly, fun person. But if you look at her dance style, she's like very like hard hitting and like hip hop. So I like that contrast.
I like that too. So cute. And did she provide all the content for you to work with?
Yeah, so she has like a merch brand. So I used a lot of the photography for that. And then she also has a lot of like photo shoots that she did.
Yeah.
So I incorporated some of that as well.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, it's hard to come across portfolio websites or just websites of professional dancers in general, I feel like. So this is really cool, and I'm sure she was very happy with it. Yeah. I think what's cool about your work is your work always has like a slight trendiness or like a street edge to it. Even with, you know, Baddie B, and I know it's like a completely different field, you know, beauty from something like dance, but I noticed that, you know, you tend to gravitate towards the kind of sans serif, bold, almost like unisex feeling type texts. I rarely see you using like very scripty, like, you know, like the blogger fonts. Which is
I've never
cool.
tried that actually. maybe in the future.
Okay, everyone has their own style, and I feel like that is your style. So it's really cute. I like seeing your different, even though it's such different projects, like all three of these, I like seeing like the Shelly-ness in like all of them. Cool. So Buku. Is this an existing app, or is this something that you created?
It was something that I created as a project for the program that I was in. So they basically gave us a prompt of like creating an app that's kind of like Goodreads.com, but making it more modern and like user friendly. So I feel like these UX UI projects, they're a lot more in depth than the graphic design projects that I did, because we had to talk about like from the research and the analysis and like going through the UI design. And so I feel like it's a lot more thorough, where my other graphic design projects, they're just like visual, like everything that I've done is on there.
Oh, this is very cool. So I feel like it almost starts to play into like people's like psychology and stuff, and understanding the mind and how everything flows. Did you have to create like wireframes and stuff like that too for the different pages of the app?
Yeah, I did. So I think, so it was like the very like early stage wireframes, and then like we started adding color and like different graphics into it. And then I think there's like 3 stages of like drafts until I got to like the final project.
Cool. Oh, interesting. So since I'm personally actually not coming from like a super heavy UI UX background, this is actually really interesting for me to learn about too. So is an empathy map like a common thing that a lot of UI UX designers create?
Yeah, so like a lot of UX UI, it's like research driven. So for this project, I actually had to go out and interview random people like in a cafe. Like I went up to them and I was like, hey, I'm doing this project. Like, do you want to do an interview with me? I'll get you some coffee and stuff. So that kind of like allowed me to practice what it would be like in an actual setting, like working at a company and going off of like research driven results and stuff. So yeah, like it was good practice. It took a lot of time though.
I'm
like
sure.
gathering a lot of data and compiling it all.
And a lot of coffee to buy people.
Yeah, it was a very tiring day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is like really thorough. Okay. I see that you did do the wireframes and interface design. How long did this project take you?
About 2 weeks. Yeah. Like from research to like the final product is probably 2 weeks.
I like the font that you chose. I feel like it's, again, very in line with Shelly's designs, very sans serif, but I think something about it feels very clean and very app-like, if that makes sense. Yeah,
like modern.
Shoes. So did you guys like how far did you have to go with this? Like after all the research and putting it together, like was it actually coded into being like an app form afterwards, or?
So this was just like a mock project that I did with the program. So like the thing with the program was like it's kind of we learned a lot of UX UI like practicum and then like the theory, and then the second half of it was creating projects that would be in our portfolio like this. So like I applied to jobs with like projects like this that I talked about like during interviews, and that I could be able to show like my design thinking and like the process, and then all that.
That's very cool. And I see that you even have a prototype that you linked.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is so far back.
This is very impressive. What year did you create this?
Yeah. It was after I graduated college, so like 2017.
Got it. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. Well, I think you did a really good job with it. I was really impressed by how thorough, and just detailed everything was. I think if I were someone that's looking for someone to create like an app for us, or someone who just understands UI UX, I feel like I would be very impressed with this. And it just makes it even cooler because I feel like you're so talented in graphic design, but also this is just like the edge that you can kind of push and show them that I have other skills aside from graphic design too. And yeah, it's really good to also I feel like understand that I feel like UI UX designers, just coming from that kind of background, you probably understand the consumers, how their eyes kind of follow whatever graphic or infographic that you're designing. And I feel like that's something that you can definitely use to your advantage. And I think that's why your email campaigns were really cute too, because you did a great job laying out all the information without making it feel so oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed by the lack of visual hierarchy. Everything was always very well laid out, and it was very clear what I need to read first and then what I need to go to next. So great job. Wow, I remember seeing this back in 2018. So crazy.
Yeah.
So Mir,
it's been a while.
Yeah, Mir is an e-commerce company, brand.
Yeah, so this is like a make-believe clothing store. And I had to brand it and also do kind of a e-commerce website. And yeah, it took a lot of research and analysis and
wow,
interviews with people as well. And I actually really liked this project because it was more of my like personal interests, like fashion and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's right. Wow. Look at all that research.
It's a lot of work.
The logo is very cute. I'm a fan of the logo. Something so quirky about it where it feels trendy and quirky, but it still doesn't feel like tacky, and it weirdly feels timeless, even though you designed this back in, you were saying 2017, 18?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it still feels relevant. I can totally actually picture this being like a t-shirt that I can buy that just has like Mir logo printed on here or something like that. And I think you did a really great job with it. The color palette feels really fun, really trendy. And are the images like mock-up images or real?
Yeah, they are. A lot of mock-ups.
Okay. Great job. And I think what's really interesting about your portfolio is I noticed that you have a lot of next steps.
Yeah, so like I guess with, especially my UX UI ones, like it's always about like improving, right? So like it's getting user data and then like how people interact with your website and then like what's going right, what's going wrong, and then analyzing that and like trying to figure out what to do to improve it. So I guess like that's like what the next step section would be.
That's really interesting. And I've actually never seen anyone else do this personally, and I'm sure like, I wonder if this is like a thing that amongst UX UI designers, or is this like something that you came up with? It's really interesting.
Yeah, I think we're always just told to include that section, just to like show that you're thinking about what the next steps are in improving your product.
Very cool. Great job. And then lastly, we have the photography. Oh, gotcha. So is this like a collection of all the different photos that you've taken for different projects?
Yeah, some of them are just like for fun projects as well. I haven't really gotten too much into like professional photography or anything, but especially on Baddie B, I was able to work on a lot of product photography and working in like a studio setting. And I actually really enjoyed that. So I kind of wanted to expand on that skill and like try it for like other clients as well. So yeah.
Yeah, very cool. One thing I would advise is just having a little title or some kind of verbiage at the top, just saying, you know, these are the photos that I've taken for various brands and, you know, like blah, blah, blah. Just to, again, highlight what people should be kind of focusing on when they're looking at it, because I wouldn't want people to just be like looking at the packaging or something when the whole point of this is to showcase your multi-talented photography skills. So that's my only advice for this, honestly. Like, I like the layout of everything. It's interesting because even though these are all projects from different with different brands or different times, I think you are definitely leaning towards the pink, blue, purplish color palette.
Yeah, I always subconsciously like gravitate towards purple because it's my favorite color. I feel like that's like a good
ultraviolet
thing.
Yeah.
It's
very nice. So great job. And I also want to commend you for not including like all these other projects just to have like over 10 or however you feel like you need to have. Often I come across portfolios or people where they have a little too many projects because they feel like they need to literally put on every single project that they've worked on. But in my opinion, I don't think that is effective, because oftentimes, you know, people, when they're looking at your portfolio, they only really have time to look through like a couple. So always include your best works at the top, and also don't include works that sometimes, like, it's not always to your advantage. It can do you like a disservice too if you have certain works that seem, you know, amateurish or incomplete. But in your case, I like that you only have 6 and there's 6 very strong pieces. So great job. And before I let you go, I also want to just make sure to check your socials. and see where it leads to. Okay, so you have it linked to your personal portfolio. Okay, and then did you ever consider adding like your ultraviolet design co? For those of you guys who don't know, that is Shelly's design studio name. Would you consider adding that to your portfolio somewhere?
Yeah, I think so. I don't, because I built this on Squarespace, and I'm not exactly sure if I can add another Instagram link, but I will definitely try that.
Yeah, just so like it's always, in my opinion, good to just connect everything. And I know because I follow you on the Ultraviolet Co Instagram, and I know you have some really cool work there. So it would be cool to find ways to kind of like your UI UX thing, like make sure people can find you through one way or another. And yeah, great job on, like all the work that you've done. I can definitely see that, you have been working on your portfolio and you put a lot of thought into making sure that everything looks really good, and you really like thought about how to organize every single work. So it really shows, and I just want to commend you for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the portfolio review series. Let me know in the comments if you thought this was helpful. And lastly, if you want to find more information about DLD Academy, you can check out the link below, and I'll have all the links for DLD Academy and everything listed there. So yeah, thanks for watching and hope you guys have a great week. Bye.